technical difficulties. Whew. All right, we should be live. Technical difficulties. All right. Technical difficulties. Apologize for my lateness. It's 3:04 p.m. Whew. Well, if something gonna go wrong, it's gonna go wrong right when it's time to go live. But anyway, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. What's going on? What's going on? To everybody coming in, appreciate y'all for tuning in. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it for the people that's tuning in on the replay, not on the live. And after I get done going through a couple slides and going over what I want to talk about, then if anybody got any questions they want to ask me pertaining to, you know, what I discussed, or you know, anything in particular you got on your mind, try to see if I can give you a good answer for it. Of course, it ain't showing me, so hopefully everybody can see me. You know, when we get, I'm gonna swap it over here. And while I'm swapping it over, everybody put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see me and hear me good. If you can see me and hear me good, put a 1 in the chat for me while I swap over here, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's like a 20-second delay. So here we go. Welcome to Tim's Tidbits, everybody. Today we gonna I think it's a pretty good one for anybody who new to investing, thinking about investing, don't know how to start, going back to the beginnings and talking about how to do like stock market research for the free ski. FREE.99. We all like FREE.99. How to do stock market research for FREE.99. Am I going? Oh yeah, I see the ones. I was going the wrong way with the chat. I see the ones, so that's good. Again, like I say, my name is Timothy Rogers. I'm just a dude that's trying to share what he learned about stock market with everybody, because I feel like everybody need to be involved in this. You ain't got to do it full time, but you need to be involved in this because financial freedom is possible through this stock market thing if you want to make it that. But with all that being said, and put my disclaimer out there, y'all already know how I go if you've been tuning in before. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a fiduciary. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice. You need to do your own research. That's why I'm showing you how to do your own research today, because this is important. Do your own research. Investing involves considerable risk, and you should always consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Now, with all that being said, like I say, I ain't a financial advisor. I ain't a fiduciary. I ain't a mentor. If you need a financial advisor, I know a great one. His name Dustin Tidbits with jazzwealth.com. If you need a mentor, I know a great one. Her name Kiki Williams with Stocks to Freedom. If you go to IG, I follow her name Stock Queenie. The Stock Baby. He another great mentor. I follow him on IG is The Stock Baby on P-Dub Consulting. I follow him on IG. All of those are great mentors, and Dustin is a great financial advisor. So if you need one, check with those people there. Let's get right into it, man. What we doing today? We're looking at websites that you can use for free to do any kind of research, finding if you don't even know what company you want to look into, how to find a company, how to find what that company do, what they got going on, everything. If you don't know nothing about it, or if you kind of familiar with it and don't know where to find it, these sites gonna help you out. These sites right here, these are just a few sites that I use. This ain't everything you can do on these sites, but this is what I use each one of these individual sites for. Let me zoom it in a little bit just in case it's kind of small. The first one on the list that we're going to go into is finviz.com. And like once I go through all of them on this slide, I'm going to actually go to the websites and show you what I do on each. FinViz.com. I use FinViz.com. The main thing I use on there is the heat map, what they call the map. And what the map is, it shows you all the different companies or ETFs. And for anybody who don't know what an ETF is, an ETF is an exchange traded fund, which is a basket of a bunch of companies. That's what an ETF is. And I use FinViz.com to like just say, if you think like, I don't know what company I want to invest in, I don't know where to start, go to finviz.com and go to the map, and that's the first place you want to go to be able to find the company, because in order to invest in a company or look the company stock up, you need to know the ticker symbol, and it's going to give you the ticker symbol for the ETF or the stock. It'll show you what sector it's in, what industry it's in, and all of that. Because if you know, oh, I just like financials, I like the financial sector, you can go there and look at the financial stuff in the financial sector. So that's FinViz. That's the first one we're gonna go over. ETF.com. This is the one I like to use. I use ETF.com. For me, I kind of say it's like the investor relation page for ETFs. They also got ETFDB.com. That's another good one, but I use ETF.com. So if you don't know what an investor relation page is, an investor relations page is that companies where they put all the information, like their SEC filings, their quarterly earnings reports. You can go to they site, their investor relations page, and listen to their quarterly earnings broadcast. You can watch it or listen to it. You can get on their email list to have their quarterly reports and annual reports emailed to you. You can find out like what risk the company faced, like, you know, they risk that ahead, find out like their financial situation, find out about they what things they doing, their future guidance, their leadership, learn about their leadership. You learn everything on a company. If it's a publicly traded company, they got an investor relation page, and I'll show you how to get to the end. It's easy to get to the investor relation page. You just type in Google, if you put in the company name, just say like Apple, and then after that put investor relations, and then the Google will show you their investor relations page, and you click that link and it take you to the investor relations page. We're gonna go through all of that. Another one that I use, barchart.com. And y'all don't have to worry about trying to write these down, or if I'm going super fast, you can write them down, take notes if you want to. But like if you go to my bio, on my IG bio, it's a link tree link there. When you click on it, the first bullet point on there says Tim Tidbits slides. Every Tim Tidbits that I do on live or on YouTube, the slides that I'm going over are in that folder. So you can go to that folder and download them. You ain't got to give me none. You ain't got to give me no email. You can just go get it and download it if you want to. You ain't got to worry about, oh, if I go there, he gonna want my information. I don't want your information. I ain't bothering nobody. I'm retired and I ain't got no time to be fooling with it. Barchart.com. What I use this for, I look at like the performance report on there, and I go into more detail about each one of these, what they are when we get there. The option prices, the put call ratio. I go more into detail about that when I get on the sites. Another one, stockcharts.com. I use this to look at the seasonality of an ETF or a stock. And if you don't know what seasonality is, it's like the performance over the year. It gives you the average performance over the year, and it averages it over the last 5 years. You can set it how you want, but it by default, it averages over the last 5 years, and it gives you the performance month to month, showing you every month the percentage of times over the last 5 years that is typically ends positive for that month, and then the amount average over the last 5 years, the percentage gains or losses over the month, and that's at stockchart.com. And another one I really like to use, because I like to use the ETFs that fall up under the SPDR, SPDR. It's called sectorspider.com, and I use it. You can look up anything on there, but it's designed for the SPDR ETFs, and it give you the breakdown where you can quickly see all of the 11 sectors plus the S&P 500, how they perform and how they doing at a snapshot of time, like 1 day, 5 day, a year to date, 5 years. You can see it all, and all the companies that's in each ETF, you can see what they doing during that same snapshot of time. So I really like to use that one when I want to see the performance of the the ETFs that I'm involved in the what's the name. So I'm gonna show some good resources real quick, and then we're gonna get right into it, man. Y'all know how I do. I like to shout out my folk, man. Everybody that helped me along the way, not everybody, but these some people that helped me along the way. The first one up the bat, Kiki Williams. I already talked about her earlier. Stock Queenie. The links that you see, that's the link in their bio, unless I say it's something different. She's Stock Queenie on IG. If you want a good mentor, if you want to join Stocks to Freedom, I'm in Stocks to Freedom, S2F. Stocks to Freedom, baby. Shout out Stock Baby. Stock Baby. Go to Stock Baby on Instagram too. I ain't got him on his. The Stock Baby. Pete Up Consultant. His Instagram too. The Come Up series. Everybody know I talk about the Come Up series all the time. They go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving out good information on the stock market, investing, educating people on the stock market. Go back, look at all the old videos. You're going to learn a whole lot of stuff, especially about options. Market Mondays. This is done by EYL and Ian Dunlap. They IG name's way too long to put on here, but EYL on IG is EYL University, I believe. Rashad and Troy, and then Ian Dunlap is the Master Investor on IG. But they come on YouTube every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The world famous Bond Bullies. Shout out Jason Sweeting, Jada Trader on Instagram. I think that's in his link in his bio too. But if you want to learn anything about trading futures, Jason Sweeting, one of the best future traders I know. Side note, if you do link up and get in Stocks to Freedom, P-Dub, super dope futures trader. So you got everything you need in one-stop shop if you join Stocks to Freedom. My homeboy Zay, the cousin Zay, Stock Zay on Instagram. He got First Gen Wealth, aka Run It Up. He got Discord. He teach about stocks. He be on Instagram all the time, like every day. He on there. Sometimes he go live. He do like charts and chill or charts and sip or something like that. And he be breaking down stocks. He crazy with the technical analysis. Learn with Lex. Learn with Lex on Instagram. Crazy with the fundamentals. She do her thing. Draco. Shout out to Draco. Finance on Fleek. Go to her Instagram page, Finance on Fleek. She do all consultation, all kind of stuff like that. Hit these people up. Go to their bios. If you in the chat right now and you do something, put your information in the chat. Y'all look through the chat, link up with each other, man. Each one teach one. Each one teach one. So let me switch over here to pull up my handy dandy. Boom, there you go. We're going to go, the first one we're going to go to is FinViz. Let's go to FinViz first. FinViz.com. There you go. We're going to FinViz first. When you come to FinViz, hold on. Y'all give me, it's got 1 million ads. Let me put my charts on the bottom here so I can know what I'm looking at down here. And put my chart. Let me get my charts together down here so I know which site I'm going to first. Yeah, FinViz. There you go. Okay, so on FinViz, if you look right up here where I'm moving the finger here, I don't know if you can really see it right where it says map up in the toolbar. You got home, news, screeners, maps. This big green and red square over here with all these white ticker symbols, and that's what the map look like. But when you click on map, it takes you to the map page. They got 100 ads. See, it takes you to the map page, and right now it's set to S&P 5. If you look over here to the left toward the top here, it says map filter, and it's set to the S&P 500 right now. So these are all the companies in the S&P 500 broke down in the different sectors, because the first sector right here, this big square right here, is the technology sector. And then inside the technology sector, it's got the breakdowns of the different industries inside sectors, industries, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it's got software, it's got everything broke down into the different industries, stuff like that. So when you come to FinViz, if you say, okay, I don't even know what company I want to invest in, I don't know nothing, my advice to new people who don't know what they want to do is looking into ETFs, right? looking into ETFs, which is exchange traded funds, and those ETFs have great companies already in it, because somebody way smarter than me and know how to manage money way better than me put these companies in this one basket together because they're performing well. So over here on the filter where you got S&P 500 World Full Exchange Traded Funds, now when I click it, now you notice that the ticker symbols changed. And the ticker symbols changed. Now this is all ETFs. This is like in the US, and if you come down here to US sectors, remember I told you all the companies in S&P 500 is broke down into 11 sectors. So now you come down here to US sectors, and if you look at the ETF, like just say, Tim, I want to invest in technology, or Tim, I want to invest in finance. I like to use the spider ETFs, and like the spider ETFs for the different sectors going to start with XL something. Like the technology is XLK. And if you come over here to finance, it's XLF. If you come down here to healthcare, it's XLV. You know, so just say you be like, I like that. So then you come here and you look at XLK. That's the ticker you're going to need in order to look that company up as far as a stock, in order to buy a share or buy an option against that company. You're going to need the ticker symbol, because you can buy options against ETFs just like you can buy options. You can buy shares of ETFs just like you can buy shares of companies, you know. So you can do everything you do with a company, you can do with an ETF. And so once you get that ticker symbol, that's what you're going to need to help you along the rest of your journey, right? Now that we got the ticker symbol, let's go to ETF.com, because we're looking at an ETF. If we weren't looking at an ETF, you ain't got to worry about ETF.com if you're just looking at a particular company. That's when you would go to that company's investor relations page. But we're going to go to the ETF.com first, and then we'll go to the company. We'll get a company out of ETF. So you come to ETF.com, and in the search, I like tech. So I'm going to go to XLK. I got the ticker. So I go XLK and click on technology. Boom. It pull up XLK, and I look at this as the investor relations page for XLK, because it's going to break down everything about XLK. It gives you like the overview, the efficiency of it, the tradability of it, the fit, and options. And when it tell you everything about it, you can scroll through. I'm not going to sit here and read everything. You can scroll through. It tell you about like the rating of it and all of that, right? It's like you go through, and most of the stuff, it usually have like something where you can hover over it, like how I'm hovering over this index track thing, and it'll tell you what it means. Like when you hover, most of it, when you hover over it, it tells you what it means. If you don't really know what, they tell them, what does that mean? If you hover it over, like most of the stuff, it tells you what it means. And if you scroll down, this is the cheat code without saying, if you don't know what company you want to invest in, you just come to an ETF, and then every ETF is going to give you all of the holdings, but you really want to focus on the top 10 if you're trying to get, like, I say, the cream of the crop for the sector that you're interested in. So if you say, I don't want to invest in an ETF, I just want to invest in a company, that's fine. So you don't know that company's ticker symbol, that's cool. Go and you don't know, what's a good company. Go to FinViz, right? Go to exchange traded funds. You know you like tech. Tech is XLK. Come to ETF.com, put XLK in there, and here on ETF.com, XLK top 10 holdings. These are the top 10 companies that's in XLK. So you look at the top 2, you say, okay, the top 2 got to be the best of the best. If they the top 2, and Apple is 22% of this ETF, and Microsoft is 20%, almost 21% of this ETF, these got to be the best of the best. So I want to invest in Apple. Okay, you want to invest in Apple, that's cool. You want to find out Apple ticker symbol, you come over here, go to S&P, go to technology, and you see right here that AAPL That's Apple. You hover over that, Apple Incorporated. So now you know Apple's ticker symbol, so you know how to find the stock in your brokerage. But now you want to learn about Apple. You don't want to just learn about the ETF, because this is Etf.com is like the investor relations page for ETF. Now you want to invest, you want to learn about one company. So we're gonna type in Apple and then type investor relations, and you see it's up there. No, I'll be typing it. Apple investor relations, right? And so there's investorrelations.apple.com. You go to the investor relations page. This is Apple's investor relation page. If you scroll down, you see right here, they got their fourth quarter earnings thing coming up on October 28th at 2 p.m. If you come back here, it's 5 p.m. our time. If you come here at 5 o'clock on October 28th and click right here, you can actually listen live or watch live as they doing their earnings report for the quarter. You can, and every publicly traded company got a page like this, and you can sit in and listen and hear their earnings report. You can even get on the emailing list. Every company site set up different, so you have to learn how to browse through, and you can go through and look at like their quarterly reports. The 10Qs are quarterly reports. The 10Ks are annual reports, like K for 1,000. You know, so the 10Ks are the annual reports, and inside those reports, it tell you everything about the company. Like, let me pop up this 10K right here. Let's go to the table of contents. It give you the risk factors, like what are the risk factors for the company. It gives you like the quantitative and qualitative disclosures about the market risk, like what's the market risk for them, what's the headwinds they see coming forward. It's got the financial statements. It's got everything you want to know about it. If you sit down and read through it, they have it in different formats. Let me click back on it. Let me go to SEC earnings. Some of them have like web pages, and the web page ones be real nice. I kind of like the ones that have the web pages. Let's go to annual filings. I click on annual filings, and let's say 10K annual report right there, and see this the difference, and see the HTML. That's the web format. Like the PDF, that's dope. You can, and when you open the PDF, let me show you the difference. Like when you open the PDF, it's just a PDF document. Like I already had one open, so I don't know why I did that. Okay, so but the HTML version, this is the HTML version, and see, it's real nice. I like how it look. Like, you know, when you come to like different things on here, you can click on there and it takes you, boom, right to it. If I click on that, consolidated cash flow, boom, it break it out for me. Show me the consolidated cash flow. Let me come over here to where these notes. Hopefully I ain't cutting nothing off on y'all. I ain't cutting nothing off. Hold on real quick. All right, so yeah, I had to make sure I wasn't cutting y'all off. I was yelling back there to my sweetie. Sorry about that, but but as you go through, that's why I like the web version, cause it's kind of like, it's kind of easier to navigate through to me, like, you know. But the PDF version is nice to have, to be able to download. So that's how you're going to find out everything you need to know about that company. And if it's an ETF, you go to the ETF. This is how you find out about the ETFs. One thing I like about like CNBC.com, I didn't say, and ETFDB. Let me see, ETFDB. Let's go to ETFDB.com. It's one thing I like about them. Okay, these I got hold on. I got to turn these hotkeys off. I got to turn these hotkeys off because every time I type, it's killing me. So give me y'all bear with me 1 second because it's turning off my video and it's turning off my thing. So let me turn these hotkeys off real quick. Hold on, I got to go through. Hold on, y'all bear with me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Got to turn these hotkeys off. Okay. Every time I type, it's like switching stuff around. Baby, you got to yell out when it be going crazy out there for me now, because I ain't looking at the screen. When you see stuff just do something it ain't supposed to, be like, Tim, it's messing up. All right. Y'all hold on 1 second while I turn these hotkeys off. Okay, camera on there. Yeah, I know it's a delay. I know it's a delay. All right. Okay, I'm done. All right, that do nothing. The mute still on. Hold on. The mute still on. Let me find them. I got one more I got to get. Audio. Where's my audio? Desktop audio. Audio. Okay, the mute still on. All right, got it. Boom. Okay. That's off. That's off. That's off. That's off. Okay. That's off. Okay, I got them all now. I got them all. Okay, we cooking with Crisco. I got all the hotkeys turned off. So, what's the last thing? What's the last thing I was talking about before it went mute? Somebody, we don't even remember probably. But anyway, this I use this more for options. And then I also look at like the put call ratio, and what the put call ratio is looking at. If the sentiment is bearish or bullish. If it's more puts out there than calls, it's bearish. If it's more calls than puts, is bullish. So it went off. It went off all. The volume went off all the way back on ETFDB. I see somebody said ETFDB. Okay. All right. Let's see. Stock charts. Stockcharts.com. That's the next one. What I use this for is seasonality. And if you don't know what seasonality is like the time frame, how it performs over a certain amount of time, right? And then I'll do a quick recap at the end of everything because I don't know exactly what y'all missed. So when you come to stockcharts.com, up here, up the menu where it say enter symbol, there's a little drop box, and you come down to seasonality. And when you put seasonality in there, we're gonna stick with XLK and Apple. You type in XLK, and what it does, it pulls up a bar chart. And what this is showing you over the past 5 years from 2017 up until now. This is the average performance of January through December. On average, it closes positive. It closes positive. It closes higher than it opened 80% of the time, 60% of the time, and on and on over these months. And this is the average return at the bottom. In January, over the last 5 years, XLK averaged a 4.1% return, a 1.7% return, a negative 0.7% return. And so, as you can see, this right here shows you sometimes where, like, if you thinking, well, I don't know, should I buy it all the time? If you wanna just put money in like constantly, it's like they call that just dollar cost averaging, and you just put a little bit of money, you just buy, you know what I'm saying, 1 or 2 shares or however much you can afford to buy every month or every 2 months, whenever you get enough money to buy a share. But if you want the type of people that say, okay, I just want to save my money and buy at the most optimum time, then you can use seasonality as a added insight, not just go off of this solely alone, but an added insight to like, okay, when's the time when it normally does the worst? Because you want to get in when it's doing the worst. right? You don't want to get in when it's up here because you want to catch everything on sale. When you go to Marshalls, you don't want to go to Marshalls and pay the most expensive price. You want to go to Marshalls and look on the sale rack. You're going to want to go to Walmart, look on the sale rack. So you want to see when is it probably going to be going on sale, right? Looking at XLK around September and October is around the time when it's typically gonna be going on sale, right? And let's look at Apple. What Apple looking like? We was looking at XLK and Apple. So let's look at Apple. The seasonality of Apple. It's, you know, 60% of the time it's like a 50-50 flip for the first half of the year if the month gonna end positive or negative, right? And get around Apple around the time Apple usually be on sale around this time. So I got another thing that I ain't put on there, but because that's more for like charting. But let's check this to see if this is balancing out. Let's go to TradingView. I like to go to TradingView.com. I'll talk about this another day when if you want me to talk about charting. Let's go to TradingView.com and let's put in Apple, right? Let's put in Apple and put it on a daily candles, and let's look at Apple for the month of September. Do you remember the 21st of September? Okay, September 1st was right here. This day, September 21st, it opened up at 152.83, right? And then September 30th, let's see here, September 30th, it closed at 141.50. So it said September usually closed lower, right? And it's usually an average over the last 5 years of 3.3%. And you see it closed down. Let's see what it actually did this year, because that's just an average. So September this year, let's go to the beginning of September. The first day it opened here, then the last day it closed here. So this year it actually was down negative roughly 7.5% for this year. So Apple was following suit this year. It had a bad September. It followed suit with what the seasonality chart said. The seasonality said Apple tends to do bad in September. So if you was the type of person that said, hey, I want to invest when it tends to do bad, you would have been saving your money, and then start watching in September for that nice pullback. You're looking for the pullback on your charts. I'll talk about all that on a charting class. You're looking for that nice pullback and say, boom, when it hit this EMA, I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your strategy is. But that's a way to figure out when you really want to get it. That's a tool to use and add it to when I really want to get in. If you're not dollar cost averaging in and buying your shares every month, you just buying at a certain pullback. And let me show you Set the Spider real quick, and then I'll do like a quick recap, and then y'all can start putting questions in if y'all got any questions. So on secthespider.com, what I like to do, because I like the Spider ETFs. I like the Spider ETFs. And so when you come in, as you can see, they got the S&P 500, and then they got all 11 Spider ETFs below it, broke down into different sectors, right? And I can see at a snapshot of 1 day, 5 day, 3 month, whatever time frame I want to pick, it's showing me the performance of all of them. You know, let's put it on a year to date. So year to date, this is the performance of all of them from January 1st up until now, right? And then if you look over here to the right, over here where it's in components of S&P 500, because I'm on S&P 500 right now. These are the S&P 500 companies. If I click on XLC, and now I say components of communication services. This is all the companies in that ETF, and you can see how those companies are performing year to date. If I click on tech, I like tech, click down here on tech. These are the companies and their performance year to date, and you can sort these. If you sort it by index weight, if you notice, Apple is at the top because Apple is the biggest weighting on them. Microsoft is number 2. Microsoft, remember from the other page where we had the on ETF.com, it was showing you like the top 10. It's like it's sorted by weighted. If you want to see like the change, who's performing the worst, put the worst at the top. Who's performing the best at the top. Fortinet 100% over the year. Fortinet been killing it. So you can sort these out, and they give you a quick snapshot of the performance of the companies inside the ETFs that's inside the different sectors of the S&P 500. So those some of the websites that I like to use for free research. Those some of the companies I mean some of the websites I like to use for free research. That ain't the only thing you can do on these websites, but it's the stuff that I use them for. Like I say, the slides is in my bio. If you go on there, click on the link tree, you'll see the first bullet says Tim Tidbit slides. You can go in there and you can download the slides and keep them, whatever. Look at all the Tim Tidbits videos I did on Instagram and YouTube, and all the slides are in there. You can download the slides and keep them. So yeah, that's about all I got, man. Like y'all start typing questions if y'all got them. Just a recap, finviz.com. If you don't know, have no idea like what company you want to invest in, what the company ticker is, what an ETF is, go to finviz.com, go to the map. When you go to the map, look at exchange traded funds. If you're interested in ETFs, look at S&P 500. If you're interested in S&P 500 companies, and you on the map, it'll show you the ticker symbol up under all the, it'll be in the different sectors. So if you know I like financials, I want to look at financials, go look at financial companies or financial ETFs under exchange traded funds. If you like technology, go look at technology companies or technology ETFs under the exchange traded fund. That ETF, finviz.com gonna be your first stop to learn what the company ticker is and what sector it fall up under. And then once you get that, you can go, if you like ETFs, you go to etfdb.com to learn more about the ETF, the performance of it, like what it's put together, what it entail, all of that. If you want to just look at companies, go to Google and type in the company name and then investor relations. Then it'll take you to their investor relations page. You can learn about their leadership. You can learn about their financial situation. You can watch their quarterly earnings reports. It give you the earnings dates when you know back to get it. You can sign up on the email. They'll email it to you. Barchart.com, when you get into options, I use that to look at the option prices, the option price history, the put call ratio to see if it's bearish or bullish for a certain time, the sentiment of the market. ETFDB.com is another one that's just like ETF.com. It give you all the information on ETF, but I just use ETF.com. ETFDB is another one. Stockchart.com, I use that one to see the seasonality, a quick snapshot of what times of the year it performs better or worse, just as a rough guideline of when to be looking for it. Like when it start pulling back, it won't surprise you, or you be like, okay, it's time to go shopping, whatever. And sectorspotter.com, that's the one I use to look at a quick snapshot of all the ETFs in the spotter. All spotter ETFs, look at all 11 sectors in the S&P 500, give me a snapshot of the performance and all the companies that's in each ETF. That's the one I use. So let me look through here and see if I see any questions.
One question.
What?
Do you use OTE on your option plays too?
Yeah, I'm about to look at it now. I just saw that when you said it. Appreciate it, my sweetie. Give me the questions. You come in if you want to, or you can open the door. You can't see the door. Hey Tim, do you use OTE on your option plays too? You can't. For anybody that don't know what OTE is, OTE is something a guy named, I think his name Michael from ICT, Inner Circle Trader. ICT on YouTube if you want to learn about watching price action, trading futures and forex and all of that. Dope website. He got a lot of videos on there. It's like a lot of good information, but OTE stands for optimum trade entry, and it's a type of retracement after a certain move. And you can use OTE. I use OTE on my options trade because I trade options a little bit different, because I trade the SPX or the SPY, and the SPX and the SPY is the same thing as the ES futures. So when I'm actually buying my options for the SPX or the SPY, I'm not actually looking at the SPX and the SPY. I'm looking at the ES chart because I chart on the ES. And as the ES gives me the OTE entry, that's when I know I'm putting in my price to get in on my options trade for my SPX and my SPY. So I use it for my options trade too. If you don't trade the SPX or the SPY, I just say back test it and see if it play out like it do in the futures with like your underlying, if it's Apple or Tesla or Snow, whoever. Two swing trade tips. Swing trade tips. I'm not a financial advisor, so I ain't gonna give out like an actual swing trade. But as far as like tips for swinging, I say look for the overall trend on like a weekly / daily level. Look for the follow the weekly and daily trend for your swing plays and try to make your entry on like hard daily levels. Like if it's coming down to a hard daily level of support, you want to try to go long at that daily level. And what go long mean, you're buying the option or the shares with anticipation of it, going up. You're going long on it. And so try to buy on those hard daily levels of resistance and support. And even if you swing into the short side, you want to go short at a hard resistance. If it's coming back to a hard daily resistance, try to go short on that hard daily resistance. And with my swing trades, I typically try to put them on later in the day, because like in the morning, like the first hour to hour and a half in the morning, now if you just swing shares, it really don't matter. But like, yeah, it matter because that first hour and a half would be crazy. The price be fluctuating crazy. So I try to put my swings on later in the day, like usually around the lunchtime lull or later in the day, and I try to take them off early in the day. If it's getting close to my target and I think I can squeeze a little bit more juice out the turnip, because I already have a set target. But if I think I can squeeze a little bit more juice out, I try to finagle it and get it off early in the morning to try to get a little bit more juice out the turnip. So those my two swing trading tips. Try to make your entries on hard daily levels and get the trend off of the weekly and daily trends, and then try to enter them like later in the day to avoid that crazy volatility in the morning. Anybody got any other questions? Let me see. Got that. I don't see no more questions in there. I know it's like a 20-second delay, so I'm gonna wait 20 more seconds to see if a new question pop in. But if not, I just like to say I appreciate everybody for tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. I'm gonna try to put up something sometime this week on Instagram. Put up a poll to see what people want to discuss. If you got any ideas, something that you want me to talk about next week, you can go ahead and DM me. And then if I see a lot of the same things, I'll add that to the list. What's up, Tasha? What's your two favorite Leap ETF? Okay, I'm a tech person, so my favorite Leap ETF is XLK. That's my favorite Leap ETF. An alternative to XLK is QQQ, but I like XLK because it's steady eddy, and QQQ is a little bit more volatile than XLK. But I like tech for my long-term leaps, because right now tech, in my opinion, tech is like, got a whole lot of room to go. Tech is the future. So I like tech for my long-term leaps. Tech companies and tech ETFs. But I try to do my leaps on ETFs. Besides tech, if you want to do an ETF besides tech, I say right now, healthcare. That's just off the top of my head, but I'm not a financial advisor. let me see. What the snake in the chain mean? Snake in the chain. Who term is that? Is that Boyd term? Stock baby term? I don't know. Either Boyd or stock baby. One of them. I don't want to be saying it, but what snake in the chain is. So when you looking at the options premium, you got a ask, a mid price, and a bid, right? So the ask is what they asking you to pay for it, and the bid is what they selling it for. This is like the you know what I'm saying, this the lowest, and the ask is the highest. And the mid price is like where they mutually agree. And if you're trying to figure out, if you only see a bid and an ask, and you trying to figure out what the mid is, if you add the bid and the ask together and then divide by 2, that'll give you the mid price. So that's a quick way to know it if it's not showing up in your thing. So snake in the chain is, just say they asking $1, right? They asking $2. The bid is $1, and the mid price is $1.50, right? You say, I don't want to pay $1.50 or $1, so I'm gonna put in my price for 75 cents. That's snake in the chain. So you put in your price for 75 cents, then, or you put in your price anywhere in between the bid and the mid. If you put in for the mid, you're paying retail. If you put in for the ask, you pay in premium. And if you put in for the bid, you getting it at a slight discount. And if you go under the bid, you're really trying to snake the chain. And when you snaking the chain, what that means is you're putting it in at a price that hasn't been agreed upon, which is the mid, and you're hoping they come back down and pick you up. That's what snaking the chain means. What were your walkaway stocks? I didn't have walkaway stocks. I started planning my retirement before I even started investing, and like once I started investing, that just gave me the confidence to walk away, because I know with investing and trading, I would have a way to continue to support my family, because God is good and my wife is amazing, and she just remarkable and helped me through this. So I didn't have a walkaway stock. The stock market just gave me the confidence to do it, to let me know it can be done. I think that's it, man. I think that's it. I don't see no more questions. I had a whole different thought of what snake in the chain meant. Okay. Yeah. I hope y'all got something out of this, man. Like I say, go to my Instagram and go to my bio, and all the slides are in that folder. So again, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm about to get out of here. I ain't gonna hold y'all up no more. Thanks. This has been Tim Tidbit. I'll see y'all next week. I'm gone. Yeah.